Panda, 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 panda. I got broads in Atlanta. Just took the lean, the family. Credit card.
Hi, Assalamualaikum, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are all doing great. Today I'm gonna be checking out a video called Allah Opens Doors in Your Brain, and I'm super ready for this, so let's do this in 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
I love you, Allah.
So then he says, خلق الإنسان. خلق الإنسان. You know the word insan, Ibn al-Faris argued it could be two origins. It could be nasiya, means human beings are very forgetful. Or it could be from uns, which means human beings are very loving. Alligators are not very loving. Lions are not very loving. You know? Other animals, they have some love, but not like human beings. We can even show love to other animals. We can show love to other human beings. We can show love to strangers, right? We have that ability. So we have uns in us. They are wahsh and we are uns. So there's two meanings to the human being. One, that we are forgetful, and the second, that we have what? Love. Allah chose this message perfectly for people who are forgetful. For people who are forgetful. Because when people forget, what do they need? Reminder. And one of the names of the Quran is reminder. In huwa illa dhikrun. Kalla innaha tadhkira. Wa dhakkir bil Quran man yakhafu wa'id. Quran is reminder because we are insan. So he says, I taught the Quran because you're insan. You forget, that's why I gave you a reminder. You keep forgetting, so I keep reminding you over and over again. That's why I did that. Subhanallah. And the second is love. You don't just give love, you are looking for love. If you're looking for love and you have a hole in your heart that you need to fill, this word of Allah will fill it. This word of Allah will give you, you'll appreciate the love Allah has for you. The honor He's given us. How high His word is. وَكَلِمَةُ اللَّهِ هِيَ الْعُلْيَا, He says in Surah At-Tawbah. The word of Allah is the highest there is. There's nothing higher than the word of Allah. Al-Ulya, the superlative form is used. You know what that means? There's nothing higher than the word of Allah. And yet that word of Allah, anzalahu, He sent it down. Can you imagine? The highest thing was sent down. For who?
For us.
For you and me.
Uns.
That's what you call a gift.
Human being.
I don't deserve that gift and you don't deserve that gift. That is an act of love of Allah. Who is going to accept that invitation from Allah? If Allah called Himself a teacher, who will refuse to be a student? You know? And if you start now, I don't care if you're 70 or 7, if you turn to Allah and say, Ya Allah, I want to learn your book. You called yourself a teacher and I want Ar-Rahman to be my teacher, so I'm ready to be his student. Then it does not matter whether you know a little bit or you know a lot. Because you began with Ar-Rahman, there will be barakah in your learning. And when there's barakah in your learning, you will learn like you have never learned before. Never. You are a bad student in mathematics, you are terrible in English class, you are horrible in history class, but when you turn to Allah's book and you want to learn Arabic, which is a complicated language, it's complicated. You want to learn tafsir and tajweed and memorize. If your intentions are, I want Allah's love and mercy, then Allah will open doors in your brain you didn't know existed. And it'll become easy for you like nothing else. You know, in college I was a terrible student. Terrible. I was a bad student. I only signed up for the courses in college that my friend took.
Oh my God.
Because he would take the notes.
Okay.
I slept on his shoulder for 4 years. You know, I also have a lot of elbow marks on my arm because he tried to wake me up. I was a terrible student. But when I started learning Quran and Arabic, I did not have to review twice. I learned something once and it came in my head. It's not because I'm smart, because I know how dumb I am. I'm a witness to myself. Allah makes things easy. وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ. Allah makes it easy. We don't make that easy. You make the intention and Allah will make that easy for you. This is the message I want to share with all of you, really. I want you to become students of this book, students of this language. Don't be intimidated by it. Don't be intimidated by it.
That's all? Oh, that was short. That was a beautiful video. That was a beautiful message. It holds a lot. Actually it's true that God is making it easy for us actually to you know, like Quran, no matter how like difficult you think it is, it actually is not. If you really focus on that, God made it actually easy to memorize as well. I'm saying this, I'm not memorizing, of course, the whole Quran, and I wish I can. Um, Hopefully one day, like, why not? But like, I noticed that sometimes there are like some surah like I do listen to. When I'm like listening to it, I can recite along with it, but like at the same time, I feel like I didn't memorize that. I don't know if you got my point or not. If you tell me just recite this surah, or for example Surah Al-Kahf or whatever, or any surah, if you tell me okay recite Surah Al-Kahf, I wouldn't like I wouldn't know. But once I start hearing it, listening, I would start reciting along with it. It feels like, yeah, I know this surah by heart. But I don't know why, it just happened to me when I'm listening to Quran that I find myself reciting along with it, and sometimes there are some of the chapters that like I didn't reach to actually memorize or something like that, but when you hear them, you know them verses. You would recite along with that verse, or you know that verse. It's just like that. I don't know, something about the Quran, it just like get through you, through your veins, through your brain, through your heart, and it's like it's there. Even if you don't want it to be there, it's there. I don't know. It's, of course, like everybody like who's a Muslim wants to actually memorize the whole book, and like it's really amazing. And I really hope actually that like God actually helped me with this. I try, but like hopefully I can make it like someday. I'm just like not really doing so every day or trying to memorize every day, but I actually listen to the Quran every day. Um, uh, I do recite the small surahs before sleeping, and actually I do listen to like longer ones um, uh, the morning when I'm going to work, because it takes me like 1 hour or so, because I do commuting like from a city to another to for my job, so I do listen to that on my way there. So I do that every day, and I really love that. It makes me feel really relaxed. It makes me feel like so ready for the day. It makes me feel like that I'm like God is with me, you know. God is there. God is like it's just there for everybody. So it just makes you at ease, and it's like it's a really nice feeling. You know, I feel really relaxed whenever I do that, especially in the morning. And I'm like, oh, I have to go. Like I wake up at 6 and I go, oh, I have to go to work and things like that. But then every day I just put like my earphones, and then I play any surah and I listen to it on my way, closing my eyes, and it just feels really amazing. And with that, every day, like it just kind of gets to your brain that like some verses you remember them like that. Maybe even if you cannot recognize like or like alone like this and you start reciting them, you cannot recite them just like that, but once you hear like someone reciting the Quran, you just start reciting along with it. I don't know if you got my point, guys. I don't like. I hope you guys do, because I'm not really good with English. I'm not very good with explaining myself as well. So yeah, that was a very beautiful video. I've really enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for requesting this. See you guys in the next video. Bye bye.